Israeli News Live, and friends, we have really started serious news happening tonight. We have got reports coming in already that the United States has struck near Deir Ezzor the Iranian Guard. Now, the Iranian Guard has actually, according to intelligence sources there, has crossed into Syria from the Iraqi side right there. And I'm going to kind of show you here. I'm going to turn the camera around here so you can see the map, so I can show you exactly what's going on right here. Now, if you can follow the mouse here, this little town right here is called Buxmal. I think that's how you pronounce it. Al Buxmal, right near the border, south of U.S. forces are striking area at Al Bukamal. And I just saw as well, I believe it was on the Jerusalem Post, or no, I apologize, not the Jerusalem Post. It's a different news source. Husseini Salami, who is the new appointed guard, or the new head for the Revolutionary Guard. Hussein Salami, he was appointed by the Ayatollah. His predecessor was sequestered right after the U.S. declared Iran as a terrorist organization. And now they have moved into the southern part of Syria, and the reports are the U.S. has already struck them. Now, the news article I was looking at here on Twitter there that I'd run across was saying that Israel had just warned Iran's new guard, Hussein Salami, that he needs to learn from previous predecessors that if you go to messing around with Israel, or they're going to get burnt. You're going to get your fingers burnt, actually, is what it was stated there. And so definitely Israel was already giving a threat for Iran to leave Syria and go back home. And so as of right now, this is the information we've got coming in that that the U.S. forces have struck Revolutionary Guard forces near Deir Ezzor, south of Deir Ezzor at Al Bukamal. Now, I want to turn your attention to some other news, and this is kind of a bit strange. I'm going to flip the camera back around for you here. This is on the Jerusalem Post, and I want to take you to the article here. I actually was wondering a little bit about this. Poroshenko did lose the election. He has conceded defeat already. This guy right here, the comedian Vinny Tessia, his last name is, Jerusalem Post always does that. Ukraine's first country outside Israel with a Jewish president and a Jewish prime minister. The Jerusalem Post was reporting there. Boy, they just bounce that all around. But at any rate, the comedian who became the president of Ukraine now and has been conceded is Jewish. His mother is Jewish, and a very well-known Jewish woman in Ukraine. Zelensky is his last name, and of course there's a prime minister that is also Jewish as well. Now you might say, Steve, what does that got to do with anything? Well, you know, I wouldn't think that much of it if it wasn't for this major issue of the Noahide laws going on. And that's just gripping the entire world. And a lot of people just kind of make light of that. But let me explain something to you, though. Out of curiosity, I decided to see what's going on in Ukraine. Is there anybody for the Noahide laws in Ukraine? Well, sure enough, Hatikva Donetsk. This is a group in Donetsk. This is under the Brit Olam project, which, by the way, Brit Olam it means the word eternal covenant, and that's translated into English, just so you know, for those that don't know. This is back in 2011, October 24th, 2011, a Noahide World Center in Donetsk. Now, again, you might think, what's that got to do with anything? They say on here, we are an independent community of B'nai Noach, Hatikva, in the city of Donetsk. We initially gathered together as a group of people seeking God who were not satisfied with Christianity, with teachings from the Far East, and it goes without saying, with Western po-Christian culture. In the fall of 1997, we became the first Jewish Messianic community in the Ukraine. Our study of both written and oral Torah gradually clarified our approach, and we moved away from the Messianic Judaism and towards Judaism when we began to understand that Judaism does not need any new external ideas. Many of our members moved to the Holy Land, and non-Jewish, who were the majority of the group at the time. All right, now the whole point is here. Let me get to you why I'm bringing this up. The fact that they are in Donetsk is very interesting, because the new Ukrainian president has talked about ending the war with the eastern part of their brothers. And I've always kind of stood up for the eastern part of Ukraine myself. And it's not to say that that's a bad idea, because we have the neo-Nazi faction under Petro Poroshenko that has been out for blood of the eastern part of Ukraine. And by the way, it's one of the biggest Orthodox Jewish communities still thriving in Israel today. In Ukraine today, is in Donetsk. So what's this got to do with anything? Well, this is the guy that can make peace with eastern Ukraine, and also to enact Noahide laws across the entire Ukraine. So something big is about to happen. And it's very troubling if we look at it in that type of light. When we're seeing that it's not just the fact, it wouldn't matter if you have a Jewish president. What does it matter as far as what a person is? Jewish, Christian, that doesn't seem to really make a lot of difference until you begin to look at his political stance, what he stood for, the reunification, stopping the war, bringing Donetsk, the eastern Ukraine, back in together, making peace with them. And then we find out that the eastern Ukraine is where the largest Jewish community is, where also the first Noahide center is, and where it is a growing movement to bring Christians under the Noahide rule already. So that has a lot more to do with it than what we realize. That's where the trouble lays in. Anyway, as of tonight, though, big problems definitely going on in Syria. U.S. striking the forces of Iran inside of Syria. And I'll just zoom in on that hot spot so you guys can see where this is going on. It's right there on the Iraqi border. Al-Bukamal. Al-Bukamal is the name of that town there. Anyway, I'm Steve Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget, if you like the video, thumbs up the video. We really need your help in this. We're going to be, this week, we've got several interviews coming up that we're going to be sharing with you guys. I think you're going to find very, very insightful. And we do need your help and support in keeping this broadcast alive and going. And we're going to be discussing some other issues with some very interesting guests. I'll kind of just leave it at that. And let me just say, too, I did reach out to Dr. Brown. Have not heard back. They said that I couldn't have his email address. I let them know that he did want me to contact him. So I have seen that he made a comment to one of our friends. The comment was made back that that he states that they shouldn't believe everything that Steve and Yana say about the Talmud. That's troubling for me. That's the Talmud apologist. I think I have a little bit more respect for Tovia Singer, who just flat out tells you that Christians are idolaters, an apologist for the Talmud. Anyway, shalom for you guys. Blessings to you. I should turn the camera back around and talk to you guys personally. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We do love you. I'm glad to see we're able to do this a little bit live here. The internet, we're still trying to get this internet resolved here when we're up here in this part of the country. So anyway, blessings to you all and good evening.